Hi. Oh my, that's a lot of people. So how are we all doing? How are we all doing? PTSD. So, if you guys are unaware already, or if unaware already, that didn't make sense. If you're unaware, uh, the Warriors are up 3 games to nothing. If you're lost on how important that is, teams are 0 and 142 when trailing 3 games to nothing. So the series is pretty much over. But what we saw tonight was pretty much like this was the best, realistically, this was the best shot that Denver was gonna get at this team, and that was what we pretty much expected out of them in game 3. But it still just wasn't enough because they did make some mistakes down the stretch, but they were like almost flawless the entire game. Like this was the most perfect game that they could have possibly played given the circumstances. Close game, but hopefully game 4 is a blowout. What's good, Cricket? How you doing? I think that it will be a blowout because, I mean, Denver is just they gotta be like gassed after that. Like, of course they were already gassed coming into this game, but this is like they're done, you know. Let's get that chip. I said on the Twitch stream, I was like, listen, I know I'm like talking a lot right now, but I understand that Denver is just you know, they're not really supposed to be. They're just caught in the crossfire, so I mean, I'm not going too hard on them. Jokic had 37 and 18 and 3 steals. You can't ask for you can't ask him to do anything else. Aaron Gordon played a great game. Will Barton played a great game, but let's move on up here. Stephen Curry, 27 off the bench. Jordan Poole, 27 on 9 of 13. Klay Thompson, 26 and hit 6 threes. There's no realistic way for Denver to stop this. I'm not sure if Memphis can stop them either, but obviously they would fare a much better chance because of their defense is a lot better than Denver in terms of perimeter. But Denver will probably push it to 6 against other Western teams, except probably the Suns. Game 4 is gonna be hell. So basically what we saw down the stretch was Golden State just deciding, hey, let's just pick and roll them to death, and that's what they did. Let me turn this down. That shot was nuts. Like, they weren't really running too much pick. Well, they were running a lot of pick and roll, but not as much as we saw in the first couple games. And once they started running it, here, hold on. Let me go to the 4th quarter. Like, once they started really like running pick and roll every possession and getting Jokic involved, that's when the game kind of, you know, that's when the game kind of turned. This this may or may not be a travel. Hold on. I said on stream I was gonna go back and look, but I forgot. Yeah, that's a travel, but we let it rock. Nice. The running pick and roll with DeMarcus Cousins here. Do you see Steph's sleep gesture after his layup? I did not. Wolves and Grizz are both trash. we might get to that game. I did want to talk about the Nets series for a little bit. And was there another series I wanted to talk about? Nets series and probably that. But man, this is just transition. That was just a good sidestep by Otto Porter. Who else got their jersey on? Was this a split action that they ran? Yes, it was. It was a little bit. Well, a slip. They're still a playoff team, so not trash. Yeah. Like, the thing that... the thing that... Utah, that was the series that I wanted to talk about. Oh my god. Bro, what the hell is wrong with that team? If we would have lost, I was going to blame you because whenever you watch the game live, they lose. We are 3-0 in this series when I stream the game. I'm happy to report. If KD loses, I do not want to... Yo, if KD loses in the first round, the narratives are going to be nasty. But let's continue moving forward past whatever that was. These playoffs are a lot more unexpected than well, of course they would be more unexpected than you would expect them to be. That's kind of... That shot was nuts. That was kind of what this shot was kind of what, you know, gave us that extra push. But then, you know, there were like 40 fouls within a minute of game time. KD's okay, we're not saying all that. Who does this dude think he is? He thinks he's Sixers Iguodala. What did... The fact that he is credited with a dynasty. I'm not even gonna... Personally, I'm not even gonna involve myself in that conversation right now. But there were a lot of times where I felt that, like, come on. You gotta shoot this. You gotta shoot this. He did this like 3 different times in the fourth quarter. Oh boy, they showed the same highlight twice because it's 2 different shots. Then there was this shot, which is, you know, which is exactly what I was saying before, just putting him in pick and roll. So this was a Stephen Iguodala pick and roll because, like, Jokic was just... This game was stressful. I wasn't really that stressed. I was more stressed about Draymond and Jordan Poole because they both went down, you know, with injuries, but they both played, so I'm not worried about that anymore. But yeah, I wasn't really worried. I felt like if we could keep the game close, then we'd probably win. He's 38 years old. But yeah, this is what they were doing. And this is what they've been doing the entire series. They're just involving Jokic in every action imaginable to tire him out. Everyone wants to blame Gobert, but the blame's have to be given. Yeah, yeah. We'll get to that. Cause my God, like at this point, well, yeah, we'll get to that. Like they're playing drop coverage with Jokic on Stephen Curry. Like this is not. That's like a good 4 feet of separation. Like that's not gonna do anything to him. He didn't even contest. He just watched him shoot a 3-pointer. Like he had to be he had to be just out of it, you know. But this was when I kind of got scared because Jokic fell on him. That's 285 pounds falling on your back. When, you know, something like that happens, you run the risk of, like, you know, rib injuries and things like that. So a sweep would be poetic. They left Wiggins in the corner, forgetting that he won't probably miss twice. Yeah. I think he's like 45% in the left corner. And he ended up wide open in the left corner twice. Here's one of them. This is the one he missed. Yeah, 44% from the corner. That's what Carvin Harlan just said. No, it was just because this wasn't really... Because Aaron Gordon, they're all, like... they're all messed up right here. So... Aaron Gordon has to recover to Jordan Poole because... Why is he open? What happened? Okay, so they sent two... I think there was a pick and roll because there's two sent at Curry now. And then Will Barton is attached to Clay, as he should be. Then they have... Who is that? Jermichael Green? They have Wiggins now underneath the rim, so both Aaron Gordon and Jokic are closing out. That leaves Jordan Poole. And so Jordan Poole, being the genius 21-year-old that he is, or 22, I think it's 22, he drives by Gordon because he knows that he knows that these dudes have to help. So that's exactly what they do. Jermichael Green is not concerned about this. He's not concerned about this at all. And so that leaves Andrew Wiggins wide open in the corner. Jokic is not going to recover to that because he's already tired. They just worked this team to death. And here's drop coverage again. They're lucky that Steph missed this, but like Steph is 30 feet out. You can't be at the you can't be under the 3-point line. But in his defense, if he does get up too close, then he's going to give up a drive because that's what's been happening the entire series when he gets too close to Stephen Curry because he's not fast enough to keep up with him even when he has energy. That was a good rebound. This finish by Jordan Poole. This finish by Jordan Poole, man. That finish by Jordan Poole. Yo, Steph destroyed Aaron Gordon with off-ball movement on this entire play. He just missed the floater. He couldn't finish it. I was so mad. I'm confused as to how this happened, though. Okay, so was this just a simple pick and roll that they didn't switch? Or pick and roll, a simple screen that they didn't switch? Because Will Barton... Oh, okay. Wiggins is... Wiggins is setting an illegal screen. But still, if you're Jermichael Green... I guess you gotta guard the Wiggins roll, but... It's still a good contest, though. Anyone else's TV go out right when the third started? No. I was on YouTube TV. See, and this is exactly what I was talking about. Steph Curry pick and roll this time with Andrew Wiggins. So now he's above the 3-point line, but now since Jokic is that far up on him, Steph Curry is just going to drive by him. So Jordan Poole backs up all the way out here. Draymond Green is, well, Will Barton is going to help off of Draymond Green because it's Draymond. He didn't help off of Draymond Green. That's a that's a mistake. But I mean, this is what they've been doing all series. I see it now. I see it. People are gonna talk about this. People are gonna talk about this. Who's the best shooting guard in the NBA? Probably Devin Booker. Who's your guys' favorite to make the finals? Out of the East or West or just both? Mavs, Sixers. But yeah. And another thing that, like, this is the way that they've been, like, tiring out Jokic. Oh, they didn't have 30 assists. They only had 29. Damn. Poole and Hero isn't a debate now. Actually, you know, we need to see. Can someone explain this to me? Cause I'm lost. I am extremely lost right now. Two of these dudes I don't have a problem with. One of them is That's all I'm gonna say about that. That's the only thing I'm gonna say about that. If we get Memphis, I wonder is Poole gonna continue to dominate? Cause yeah, I think that he'll struggle with guys like Dylan Brooks. Obviously, I think that would probably be actually. I'm not sure how that series is gonna go, to be honest, because they, on one hand, they might be paying so much attention to Steph that Jordan Poole still gets off, but obviously not to this extent. But don't worry about MIP Jordan Poole gonna be a Finals MVP. There were some steals that were important in this game. There was just a lot of, we had a lot of turnovers in the first half, like a lot of bad turnovers. Yeah, Dylan is gonna be like face guarding Steph Curry, so that takes him out of the play. And then so that's Steph and Clay, exactly. Like, they have really good guard defense, but I don't think they have the amount that they would need to guard that lineup. To be fair, I don't think anybody in the league has the amount of guard defense to defend that lineup. Because they probably have the best chance. Like they're probably our like how do I word it? We're probably their best matchup in terms of like how can I word it differently? They're gonna be our hardest matchup, at least coming out of the West, obviously. Jaren Jackson will get cooked. I mean, they're gonna put Jaren Jackson in pick and roll, but Jaren Jackson does move a lot better on guards than Jokic. So I mean, that's also a toss up. Mavericks defense is no joke. That too, but I don't think that they're actually. No, they're not gonna make the conference finals. Even if they beat the Jazz, they still gotta get through Phoenix, and I don't really see that happening. There's the possibility that Luka comes back. Well, possibility that's gonna happen, but there is the possibility that Devin Booker stays out for just a tad too long, and that would be very bad. That was a good steal. Draymond, like, Draymond locked up Jokic in the second half on certain plays. That was a good strip. And the strip that won the game was like, bro. Oh my, oh my God. He's already out for basically a month. Oh man. Yeah, that's bad. That's bad. The steal was like, this was literally one of the most perfect steals I've ever seen in my entire existence. Like, arms out, backing down, still backing down. Right when he tries to make the move, pokes the ball away. All ball, zero body. You can't teach that. You cannot teach that. Zion will kill everybody. Is Zion even gonna play? I remember seeing something about him, but is he gonna play? I know that Ben Simmons is gonna play. I do not like the idea of that at all. We are sweeping Warriors. Won't come in lazy. They're vets and want their rest. My man went to YouTube. I said I was going to YouTube because I feel like I haven't been on here in so long after continuously promising to upload content that I felt that YouTube stream was right. Warriors shot 55% from the field and 45% from three. They hit 18 threes. They shot 64% at the free throw line. Jordan Poole and Steph Curry. They shot 12 for 17 on free throws tonight. I love you too, SH. I see you. Gotta go. All right, Preston. Thank you for hanging out. We'll sweep Memphis for sure. Okay. Now you pushing. All right. Has been scrimmaging 5-on-5, but Pels just won't let him. I mean, I don't blame them. He hasn't played in how long, and you don't want to like just throw him into a playoff series, you know? Yeah, 64%, 18 for 28. That was our only issue all night, was hitting our free throws. But Yeah, I'm gonna keep it up. How does this how does this affect LeBron's legacy? He just needs to be more aggressive. He does. Uh, I mean, I feel like that these three guys are just taking so much of like the load off of him that he doesn't even really need to be that player anymore, you know? At least not in this series. Suns are wide open right now. Yeah. That's not good. Cuz Brandon's going to give them 30 every night. My god, Denver 50 42 82. 113 points and you lose. That's crazy. Jazz just trade everyone. Okay, so the thing about the Jazz series is I've only been able to see game 1 cuz they keep playing while the Warriors are playing, so I can't really watch that game cuz I'm streaming the game and I'm giving my full attention. Even then I don't really watch like multiple games at the same time because I feel like I don't like pay attention as much to what's happening or I get mixed up. But holy hell, what is going on here? What is going on here? Okay, so the Jazz they shot 57% and lost. Is that real life? They only hit 9 threes. That's one of the reasons why they lost. Donovan Mitchell's 1 for 8. Jazz defense sucks. They keep letting Jalen Brunson go like 2017 Isaiah Thomas mode. Jazz series is a sleeper. It's low key entertaining. Yeah, I just hate that I haven't been able to like see it. I've only been able to watch game 1. And I knew that the Jazz were in trouble after like Dallas didn't even play that well in game 1 and they still almost won. That's when I knew that okay, this team is cooked. Like I saw Donovan Mitchell. Bro, this this whole thing has got to be this needs to be figured out. This this needs to be figured out soon. You cannot have Donovan Mitchell refusing to pass the ball to Rudy Gobert. Mavs are taking out number 1 offense without Luka. Like I don't understand. I've been like kind of out of the loop. I don't understand what's going on between these two, but like yo, there's no way cuz there were multiple possessions in game 1 that I watched. Here, hold on. What are these turnovers looking like? There were multiple possessions in game 1 that I watched where Rudy Gobert has like Jalen Brunson or Spencer Dinwiddie on him, and Donovan Mitchell is taking fall away mid ranges. Like they legitimately do not pass the ball to this man. And this was on Utah's floor. They already got a win on Utah's floor. Oh no. This is bad. Rudy wasn't just, or he just wasn't ready for that. They're trying to, I think what they're trying to do now is that they're trying to force passes that aren't really there. Like, Dorian Finney-Smith is just like, he's right next to him. Like, I don't understand how he thought this pass was going to get through. Like, how? Hold on. There's no way that he thought that was going to get through. Jazz fans on suicide watch. Rudy can't really contribute anything offensively. I mean, he can be a lob threat, but when he's underneath the basket with Jalen Brunson on him, he can be of value. That was an illegal screen. That was a bad pass. Did that get tipped? No, that was just a bad pass. NBA exposing Rudy Gobert easily. It happens every year. And I think part of the reason is because like the defense around Gobert is so bad that he has to do so much, and he's like not capable of doing the things that he's not capable of covering up for all these dudes' defensive breakdowns. But there are some plays where, you know, he's just straight up getting cooked on pick and roll. And the Clippers did it, well, won last year in Game 6. But they also did it to them in their game like a couple weeks ago, where they came back from like 25 down again. There were multiple missed dunks by Rudy for no good reason. Rudy will work great as a lob threat and pick and roll with Steph. Just imagine. I don't understand how we would even do that. But that's just me. This is going to be a 7-game series. That's going to give Devin some extra time to get healthy. I mean, it can be. That's a travel. Slid the left foot. It can be a 7-game series, but the way that Dallas is playing right now, I mean, the Jazz are gonna have an effort in Game 4. They're gonna have an effort like how Denver had today. They're gonna throw their absolute best possible punch, and if they can't win that game, bro, that's spooky. Mavs in 5. If the Mavs win game 4, it's over. They're winning in 5. Oh, Eric Pascal's actually getting minutes in this series? What the hell? Wait, why is Eric Pascal getting minutes now? He had like DNPs for half the season. And now he's playing in the playoffs. I don't even know what the hell that was. Rudy Gobert is... Oh my god. These aren't even... This is the scary part. These aren't unforced turnovers. That's the scariest part. This is just Dallas flat out outplaying them. This isn't unforced turnovers like throwing the ball out of bounds or something like that. That's... What? No! Mike! Michael! My bad. Michael! What the... Just shoot the open 3! I mean, I guess, but there's still the chance of Finney Smith recovering to that pass. which he did. I think Pels might get the upset. I mean, that is a bad matchup for Phoenix, but I don't think it would get to the point where they would be going home to Brandon Ingram. Wow. That is crazy. You know what's also crazy is what happened in this game. This is one of like the most Josh somehow had a triple double. This is one of the most like that's on Rudy. Rudy was he wasn't expecting because he saw Mike Conley go up for the shot, so he was getting in position to rebound. Like when you saw that play, he was boxing out, or like he was looking at who to box out. So when you saw when he looked back up, the ball was already like here, so he couldn't do anything. Probably the worst basketball game I've ever watched. So let's point out what happened in chronological order here. So the T-Wolves start up 12-0, right? They end the first quarter up by 18, 39-21. Then we go to the second quarter where they go on another run. They're up 47-21. That's a 26-point lead, right? So they don't score until the 9:19 mark, and that makes it 23-47. All of a sudden, I can't believe that this game happened. So all of a sudden, they go on a run, and they cut the lead to 7 at halftime, right? So it's cut from 26-7 in 9 minutes. Then the T-Wolves go on another run and go back up by 25, right? 79-54. This is with 2:30 left, or no, that's with 3:10 left in the third quarter. 25-point lead. Then they go into the fourth quarter with a 16-point lead. And then they just that's what they did. They quite literally just fell over. What was the fourth quarter? Wasn't it like 35-9 or something like that? I wanted to say 9 and 8 at the same time. It was 37-12. They got scored. They got outscored by 25 points in the fourth quarter. Like, part of Minnesota's problem is that they keep taking dumb shots. That's what their problem is. Like, when they had both of those leads, they took crazy bad shots, and they kept turning the ball over on stupid, I can't cuss, on like stupid stuff. Like, there were a couple like illegal screens that Cat got called for. Cat was in foul trouble the entire game, by the way, again. Pat should be a hound in that series. He has been at points, but he's looking like he can't keep up with the Grizz. Strength in numbers. Jaren Jackson's strength in numbers. Yep. Oh, I can't wait until that series. Anthony Edwards was not nearly as aggressive today. He only took 13 shots, but they were also playing amazing defense on the entire roster, pretty much. Like I went back and watched the first quarter. They were just hitting crazy shots. Like there was this one play where D'Lo, he like I can't even describe it. He like dribbled into a pack, lost the ball, and then got it back, and then went up for a shot, changed his mind, and then turned all the way around and got it to a corner shooter. I think it was either Ann or Malik Beasley for a three. But yeah, D'Angelo Russell had a great game. 22 points, 8 assists. But holy, that was like one of the weirdest games I think I've ever watched. You think we'd blow that kind of lead against them? No. Because like the mistakes that the T-Wolves kept making in this game, they're a young team, you know. They're a young team that's not used to being in situations like this. So that's what I would attribute it to, but that's still really bad. Because, I mean, Ant is 21. Cat is what, 26, 27? Which isn't young by any means, but it's only a second playoff series. So, I mean, Patrick Beverly is a veteran. D'Angelo Russell has some playoff experience, but other than that, there's not really anybody here. Like this entire team, I wouldn't say battle tested, but they know how to win games. Did I miss the yes, you did. But yeah, that series is gonna be interesting. I think that's the series that's probably gonna go, I don't know. Because there could be a situation where the T-Wolves just come out and punch them in the mouth again, except this time they learn from their mistakes. So I'm not completely counting the T-Wolves out of that series, but yeah, Anthony Edwards had more minutes because he's not on a minutes restriction. Steph is still on a 30-minute restriction, which I think goes away next game. Because I think they said that he's starting in game 4. Ja wanted that smoke. I'm not gonna lie, when they went back up by 25, I started, going through the bookmarks. When, Ja was talking about how he was watching The Last Dance for motivation, I was laughing at that. And then they blew a 25-point lead in like 3 minutes. So we need to talk about this. Brooklyn, I thought this was going to be a 7-game series for sure. Brooklyn has no chance in this series. I am sorry, but they have no shot at winning this series. Boston is just too much for them, especially defensively, because they can switch a lot of these. They have defenders for everybody. Like KD has more, I think he has the same amount of turnovers as he has made shots. Al Horford has more made shots in the series than Kevin Durant. Goran Dragic Goran Dragic had the game of his life. Probably the best game that he's had in the last 3 seasons. And they still lost. He had 18 points in 20 minutes. It's just that they don't, how do I explain it? They don't have the offensive pieces to keep up with Boston, because what they're just doing is they're just running iso ball, but they're alternating and then occasional pick and roll. That's not really gonna win. That's not gonna win a playoff series. Did you see the game? I watched. I started watching in the second quarter. That's when I picked it up. Nash's plan. Bro, like all of these misses are just great defense. There's a couple, makeable shots in there too, but Al Horford had this man in jail. Like Al Horford playing spectacular defense on anybody he guards. That was a good contest, but he made it because he's Kevin Durant. They had KD and Kyrie. That's about it. And that's like the thing that people were worried about coming into the series is like, yeah, KD and Kyrie will give you 30, but that's not going to win a playoff series. You need to have like dudes, like you need to have other guys contributing. You can't just have two guys running the show. Or you can't just have two guys like doing everything. That's what I'm trying to say. That was a good strip. And people think that this is my problem, is that people think, oh, but they still have Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons, if you're like, if your series is dependent on Ben Simmons coming back in the middle of a playoff series after not playing for a full calendar year, that's not good. That's not good. Guess who's going to jail tonight? That was a tough shot. Like all of KD's shots this series have been tough shots. That's another tough shot, which is makeable, but it's still a tough shot. Like that's a really good contest. By Grant Williams. He might make it worse. Exactly. Because I'm not sure. Like that's not a good idea. Because not only has he not played in a full year, he has no chemistry with any of y'all. You know? He wasn't all the way back, but he wasn't up either, and now Tatum turns it over. Durant with his first points of the second quarter, and he's on his way. That was a tough shot, but he's Kevin Durant, so. Now here goes the second half where everything fell apart. He did not get that off. He wasn't even close to getting that off. So now they have Tatum guarding him. Tatum played some good defense on him too. Like they have defense for everything. Like their goal seems to be to shut down Kyrie and KD as much as they can. And then just letting the role players cook if they can, And that's why Gordon Dragic went off. But if you have a game like this where both Kyrie and KD are getting figured out like this, that's bad. Like, look at the defense that KD is seeing right here. He has, oh my God, he has Tice on him to start. Then he has Tatum just waiting. He has Horford waiting, and he has Marcus Smart. What are you doing with this triangle of defenders? Oh my God. Whoa. Who knows, Ben Simmons might start hitting threes. Like, they're forcing him into taking bad contested shots because they're basically playing wall defense right here. They're walling up Kevin Durant. Marcus Smart, Derek White. Who is that? That's Grant Williams and Al Horford. Should KD come back? Because where does he go after this? Since Chris Middleton and D-Book got injured, do you think Philly or Boston will go against the Warriors in the finals? I think that Boston probably has the best shot outside of Philly, especially if they win this series, which they probably will. But I don't know. Philly looks extremely tough right now. But obviously, how long is Chris Middleton out for? Because they said sprained MCL, right? So that's like E. That's not good. That's what, like a 6-week injury? Sprained MCL? It depends on how severe the sprain is. Because he could come back in like 3.5, 4 weeks. He could come back in 6. So it depends on the severity of the sprain. 1 month. Is that like the official timetable? Oh my god. That is crazy. Like, look at how they're collapsing on him. Like, the way that Jaylen Brown is collapsing right here, he still gives himself the option to rotate back because he's not fully committing. He's still only, like, soft doubling him. So he's still in a position to recover back to Kyrie. This is just, like, dude. This is a masterclass. And now Jaylen Brown is on him. Now they hedge Grant Williams. Which, I mean, he could have passed, but I think that Grant Williams would have picked that off. So he just decides to shoot over the defense and misses. And that's a good shot because Horford didn't even contest that. That's a shot that he should have made, but I think he was just so out of rhythm at this point that it was already, like, he was already cooked. KD don't look like he wants it right now. Like, that's... You should make that shot, you know. You should make that too. And that was, like, way short. That's a shot that he makes in his sleep, but sometimes you just miss the open ones too. After you've already, you know, gotten taken out of rhythm. Kyrie shot 4 for 13. They played spectacular defense on Kyrie as well. Like, if they're not on, then, like, they have no chance. Because the only reason they were even in this game to begin with is Goran Dragic and Bruce Brown to an extent. I think he was caught off guard by how open he was. That happens too. When they're that happens. That's pretty common. When they're guarding you like that for the entire game, and then you finally get an open shot, you overthink it because you're expecting to be shooting over someone. Yeah, I would have not. I would have not expected the Nets to lose game 2 as well. Look at the defense that they are playing on Kyrie. Look at the defense they're playing on everybody, to be honest. They're doubling KD at the logo. Then Patty Mills catches at the 3-point line. You don't want that. So then they double Patty Mills. They force it to Kyrie. How do they recover on this? I think Daniel Tice recovers back to DeAndre Bembry. No, he doesn't. Jaylen Brown has him. This should be a lob, actually. Horford might have gotten a piece, but you still got to attempt that. Oh, yeah, he was looking for him, but it was too late. Because he was going to just throw a normal pass, but... What kind of shot did he just take? Oh, that's a good shot. Patty Mills chose the Nets over the Warriors. Yep. That was a good shot, too. He just didn't make it. That shot is nuts. That's like, that's the type of shot where you're like, what are you shooting right now? Bro, are you serious? Al Horford has to be one of the best defensive bigs this generation. Locking in my prediction, if the Celtics are healthy next year, they're going to have a 73-9 record. All right. Whatever you say, my guy. Bro, that shot is crazy. Thoughts on Braun x Steph? What do you mean? That's a contested shot, but that's a shot that Kyrie makes. That's a good contest. And that's a shot that he makes too. Oh, he did make that one. That's right. That's the one that bounced in. And didn't he make one more shot after that? Or was that it? He is somewhat of a liability on defense. That's just a tough shot. Because, I mean, yeah, it's a good look, but fading away, step back like this, that's a tough shot. And it's still over Al Horford. Like, that's still a good contest, actually. But see what they're doing again. They're doing the same thing with Kyrie, because they already know what their offense is. It's just them taking turns. Like, this is the same thing that Kevin Durant was doing. He's just taking his matchup off the dribble, trying to get dribble penetration. And they're just collapsing in on him. Because Jaylen Brown, he's already making the move right here to help. And then even if he gets past Jaylen Brown, then Daniel Tice is right here. So he steps back and takes a tough step back shot. I know we up 3-1, but or 3-0, but let's be humble. Anyway, what am I, a toxic Warrior fan now for saying the series is over after being up 3-0? Like, I gave props to the Denver Nuggets because that was like a perfect game that they played. They just couldn't get the win, and that's unfortunate. Like, it's unfortunate that they had to go up against us, you know. KD boring without Golden State. All right, buddy. Can the Celtics stop Curry, Clay, and Poole if it's a finals matchup? I think that defense might have a better shot than Memphis, to be honest. Because Dallas has 3 dudes on defense, you know? Like, specifically for those 3 guys. The only question is, how much are they going to overcommit to Steph? Because that would be, like, the biggest factor. But yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about. Yo, there's 94 there's 94 of you in here right now. Why? It is 11:13 Pacific. Don't y'all have like jobs or something? Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Actually, I'm about to end here anyway, so Yeah. I might make a video on the most improved player race, just talking about Jordan Poole. And then might make a video just on the series in general. I'll talk about the Pelicans Suns series a different time because I'm gonna be honest with you, I've only watched I haven't seen I've only watched like 10 minutes of game time in that series because I've been at like that's the game at the end of the night where I'm like, oh, okay, I can go to the gym now. And then I'm at the gym when there's actually a close game going on. So I'll be completely honest, I have not been paying any attention to that series, and that is my bad. But we'll talk about that series another time. But yeah, so thank you all for coming. I know that it's late, and I know I'm kind of like dormant these days, but playoffs are back, and we have a lot of content to make. So be on the